So if you remember in episode 2, I went over 2 songs by Disappearance, To My Dismay and Declaration. In there I said I'd do a review of the full album when it comes out. So let's see how it holds up. Already went over this in episode 2. Metal band from Madison, Wisconsin. Want more info? You can watch episode 2 or you can go check out the band's Facebook. Feel free to do both. The art is by Britton Shrum. Is that right? Am I reading that right? Yeah, Britton Shrum. That's a fun name. It depicts the ultimate cure for Mondays. In episode 2, my biggest problem was the production. So when I received the files for the album, that's what I was most curious about. I was in a van on my way to Full Terror Assault. Brought my isolation headphones so I could work on the Dead Agents review. So I popped them on and my first thoughts? Damn, this is significantly better. I could clearly hear all the instruments and everything had a lot more punch to it. After getting back from Full Terror, I immediately had to go to Milwaukee. On my way back from there, I wondered what it would sound like in my car. Familiar environment. That's where it changes. Just sitting in my car, it's fine. But once I was on the highway, the music completely disappeared. All except the guitar and the top end of the drums, though. I put on other music to make sure it wasn't my car, and I heard it just fine. So then I was curious to listen to it again when I got back here in the studio so I could analyze it a bit better. And while I think the clarity is far superior than the last version, it does sacrifice a lot of low end to get it. But on the other end of that, in my last review I said that it sounded somewhat scratchy. Unfortunately, because of the way they got the clarity, the scratch is so prominent in here that it actually hurts my ears. I don't know how the album was recorded, but to describe it, it's kind of like that scratch you get when you hear amp modelers like an Axe Effects or if you put a mic dead center in the speaker. Now to be fair, this might not be noticeable to everyone. I'm in a studio environment all day, so my ears are a bit more sensitive to those frequencies. I'm going to start this one off on my cons so I can bring it around to a positive. I'm crossing my fingers that I don't come off like an asshole, but I'm going to be blunt in hopes that next time this won't be an issue. I don't like the singing. It's extremely pitchy and it feels like every note is either sharp or flat. The screams, the growls, the hiccups, and even the rap I'm perfectly fine with. I just don't like the singing. Now after talking about that with someone, I don't think it's to do with him not being able to sing. In fact, I saw a live video a few minutes ago where I thought he was more on point there than in the recording. What it sounds like to me now is that the key is just out of his range. I'm willing to bet that lowering it just a little would be a drastic improvement. In fact, I'm gonna make that an actual bet in just a minute. That's the end of my cons. The music is fairly tight with some tasty solos and some seriously gnarly riffs that will make your butthole pucker. Is that a thing? If it's a thing or not, it's a thing now. It will make your butthole pucker. My favorite song is Children of Decay. Damn! That's all I'm gonna say. While I think the music is done very well, that scratch and lack of low end does hurt my ears. And whenever the singing comes in, it does stop me from getting into the groove of the music for that period of time. Now that I'm working on a scale of 10, I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10. I do think it's a lot better, but it still does trade off some problems. Now, remember when I said I was gonna make that bet? Well, this next part is a direct message to the band. Note that this is not something that's going to be a thing for the show. There's special circumstances, and I think there's something here with this band. Guys, I'm going to offer you one recording and mix session here, be it a song you already released, or a single for the future, for free. I want to help you make those cons I mentioned non-existent. If you guys are up for that, let's talk about it. And for everyone else watching, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please go check out Disappearance, you won't be sorry. And since I'm on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, if you have a new or upcoming release, let me know at unintendedreviews@gmail.com. Later.